Good time zones, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the iCast Racing Network, powered by iRacing. I am Mike Taylor up here in the booth, and tonight the FNX ARCA series heads west to Wine Country for round number 11 of the Golden State Showdown here at Sonoma Raceway. Running the demanding NASCAR short configuration for 38 laps of pure championship pressure. And let me tell you what, the championship pressure could not be any worse than it is here today. Let's go ahead and take a moment here and let's take a look at our championship point standings as these drivers get ready to tackle this beautiful, interesting circuit. Go ahead and bring that up here for you. Well, let's make sure that you guys are able to see it, which I'm showing that you guys are not. Give me 1 second here. Let me go ahead and get this pulled up here for you guys, ladies and gentlemen. That's really going to make me log out again. You gotta love SDK Gaming, ladies and gentlemen. Bear with me here just one moment. Well, let's go ahead and try to bring up the pinch point standings here once again for you guys. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Right here is your point standings. Griffin Deer, he is out front with 2,040 points. Right behind him is Robert Day with 2,035 points. Right behind him, you've got Jared Ogletree with 2,032 points. Let me tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, this is a very exciting race here tonight. Behind those guys, let me tell you what, you got Brandon Hare. He's sitting with 2,027 points, and Dollarber with 2,026 points. They are still in contention for the championship as we have 2 races remaining before we get down to the final race of this championship where 3 drivers are going to duke it out for the championship. This may be a road course, ladies and gentlemen, but this is a short, technical, and absolutely compromising left, right, uphill, downhill. Hit the curb, spin out, be careful. There is absolutely no time to breathe around this track, no room for error. One missed apex, ladies and gentlemen, can cost a position, or that can completely ruin a season for your top 6 in the championship standings. So the pressure here is high. The margin for mistakes is non-existent, and the chase for the standings might look completely different after this time this checkered flag flies. So, ladies and gentlemen, get ready. Strap in. Tonight, we take on Sonoma Raceway for the Golden State Showdown right here on the iCast Racing Network. And let me tell you what, we are absolutely in for a beautiful race. The cars down on track are currently lining up, so let's go ahead. Give me one moment here. Let me load up my track map, my track cameras real quick here. Alrighty. So these drivers are now lining up down on the racetrack. Let's go ahead and take a look here at our starting lineup for tonight's 38 lap event. Starting on the pole, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be James Jackson in his number 29 machine, followed by Griffin Deer in the number 6. Dakota Nichols will be on the inside of row number 2 with Cameron Ardent on the outside in row 4, in the number 3 machine. Starting 5th is going to be Mark Delia. And then James Jackson in that number 70 will start to his outside in the number 6 spot. 7th, you have Jared Ogletree. Ignore me in that number 8 in that 156. I was out practicing with the guys earlier just to turn some laps and have a little bit of fun. Kyle Kendall in that number 14 machine. He will start 9th. Rounding out the field is going to be Devin Benoit in the number 48 machine. 9 drivers out here on track, ladies and gentlemen. And we are missing a few of our... Let me see here. Give me one moment, because we're actually missing quite a few drivers out here tonight. Misfits? FNX? Okay, so Robert Day, he's out because tonight is his anniversary night with his wife. So a big happy anniversary to you both. Hope you guys have a beautiful evening. Hopefully you're still watching in, tuning in, enjoying the race with us here, ladies and gentlemen. Point standings. So Griffin Deer, he is here. Ogletree is here. Dollarber, he is not here. So 4th place driver, he is not here. Let's see here. Dakota Nichols, he is not... Oh, yeah, he is here. He's in starting 3rd. So about half of our top 6 are here. So this is definitely going to shake up the points here as we get underway here at Sonoma. The drivers are coming around, heading down to turn 7. And ladies and gentlemen, we are ready for a phenomenal run here tonight. Devin Benoit. Okay, so Devin Benoit is having some issues here tonight. So we actually are going to only have, looks like 8 cars here on track. Kyle, looked like we had 1 driver back here off track. But we're looking forward to having a phenomenal race here. So you got your track map right there, ladies and gentlemen. I will have to readjust that at some point, but right now that's not going to be a big deal here as we are getting ready to go green flag racing. This hairpin of turn 11 is going to be absolutely crucial for these drivers as they are circling around out of turn number 11, and we're getting ready to go green flag. James Jackson, Griffin Deer, front row, they will bring the field all the way to the Echo Park restart zone. And ladies and gentlemen, we are green flag racing right here at Sonoma for the Golden State Showdown for 38 laps around this circuit. And as of right now, it looks like Jackson, he's going to take over that lead. But here comes Dakota Nichols in that number 42, looking to the right side. Deer kind of headed up into turn number 2, very strong. That 42 machine, Nichols, down into the grass. He's going to lose 1 spot here as everybody else now will get themselves a single file line around the top part of this this circuit. Heading down into turn number 5. These drivers absolutely have to be careful. If they go too far out here in this section, they will hit that tire barrier, and that's something that they don't want happen. So these guys have to be paying close attention to that. As James Jackson in that 29 is starting to pull away from Griffin Deer near. Now, coming through the S's, absolutely my favorite part of this track is this S section, as it takes a lot of time, speed, momentum, and you got to be in the correct rhythm if you're going to hit those S's perfectly right. And as you guys see right here, Ogletree having issues early on. Let's go back here and take a look, see what happened to Ogletree. one of your championship contenders. It was actually here early on the start when he went off. So let's go ahead and take a look here. Oh, he started blinking, so he stopped to allow a lot of people to come through and to get safely around him. So that's a good thing. He did pretty smart there. As we jump back here to your race leader of James Jackson in that number 29 machine, having a phenomenal day so far in that machine. Right behind him, contender Griffin Deere. This is going to help his point standings here late in the season, as he is our highest running championship contender at the moment. And here they come now, coming back through the S's. Nice and steady. A couple cars further on here back. James Jackson in that 70 machine. I guess we have two James Jacksons in here. So they're battling it out back here for that 5th spot. Dakota Nichols in that number 42 finally got around James Nichols. He's going to have to start making some headway back towards the front of this field if he wants to be able to take over the points lead here. So he's got a lot to lose here tonight as well, you know, as he is working on, you know, he's working on fighting for this championship here. Let me take a look here. Yeah, Griffin Deere, he is your current points leader at the moment, so him running up second is absolutely phenomenal. Robert Day, he does sit currently 5 points back. Ogletree is just about 8 points back from there. So Dakota Nichols, he still has a lot to way to go if he's looking to make any sort of run here for the championship late in the run. Mark Deala in that number 2 Red Bull Chevrolet, he had some issues, as you see some damage to that front end of his racetrack, or of his race car, I should say. So let's go back here and take a look, see what happened to him coming out of turn number 10 and coming, big off back there for somebody. I think that was Kyle Kendall. He locked up the brakes, the number 2 machine. And in that whole process, Kyle Kendall and that Spyro number 14 machine, he got off track, hit that tire barrier. No harm done to him, so he's going to go ahead and get it back on track and start running again. So a lot of these drivers, you know, having a lot of issues, but this track, it's definitely throwing a curve for these drivers as they make their way around this speedway. As we take a look here at Jared Ogletree, currently sitting back here in that 8th spot. Dakota Nichols in that number 42 machine, he's currently holding off Cameron Ardent, who goes way off in turn 10. Turn 10 is a very difficult corner because you need to hold your momentum for that little run down to turn 11. So you have to be very careful with that, and as you can see, a lot of drivers are currently having issues with that, as we have one car off. It looks like Kyle Kendall once again in that number 14 machine. Let's come back here, take a look, see what happened, as looks like he was running side by side there with Jared Ogletree, who possibly just had some issues here as well. Let's go back just a little bit here and see what happened. So coming here into turn 7, as you can see, he locked up the brakes. Ogletree overshot as well. And so both of these drivers having issues back here in the back. And then you just see that 14 machine probably got a lot of damage from that contact, causing him to get way off track there. So definitely very unfortunate there for Kyle Kendall, As you see him, yeah, he's coming down pit road as he may be having a a meatball flag, so he's going to have to get that taken care of. So Dakota Nichols, he's now up in that third spot. Griffin Deer, oh, we have one car sideways. That's Dakota Nichols. He lost it out of turn 11, and that's going to give third place back to Cameron Ardent in that Sprite Ford Mustang. So your top three are currently Ford Mustangs, and right now your highest running Toyota is going to be Dakota Nichols in that fourth spot, and then Mark Dilla, the highest running Chevrolet, in the sixth spot. So these drivers absolutely try and do what they can to survive this as we are working lap 6 of 38 here at Sonoma. James Jackson out of Tallmadge, Ohio. He is absolutely keeping that car on track and doing a absolute phenomenal job here as Dakota Nichols. Oh, that's an old show there. Cameron Ardent, he just had some issues, so Dakota Nichols was able to get back around him. Let's come back here, take a look as they head down here into turn 7. Just looks like he overshot turn 7. Got on the gas. Contact. Hard impact there between Ardent and Nichols. Hopefully there's no hard damage done to either vehicle, as it looks like they both will go ahead and stay out. As you see James Jackson now in that number 70 machine trying to get to the back bumper of Ardent now for that fourth spot. So this pair of Mustangs are looking to have a good battle here early on in this race. Kyle Kendall. Let me take a look here. I think he may have called it a night. Yes, Kyle Kendall in that number 14 machine. He's going to call it a night. And that number 3 of Ardent, he's going to let Jackson go as coming into turn number 7. So with him knowing that Jackson is a lot faster, he can now take it easy because he's still in the top 5. So it's still going to be a good point stay for him, no matter if he finishes either 4th or 5th. And that battle for the race lead is starting to heat up a little bit. Deere just got, just about 3 seconds back behind Griffin Deere. So he still has a lot of work to do, but he is slowly starting to reel in your race leader as this race continues to go on. Yeah. James Jackson shows that he got off track just a little bit at some point. But he's still pulling away. He's got a 3.1 second lead over Griffin Deere, your current points leader. So this is going to be a really good day here for Griffin Deere as well in that number 6 John Deere machine. So he's definitely doing what he needs to do here, keeping that car on track, keeping it nice and clean. Exactly what we are wanting these drivers to do. Let's go ahead and let's go right on board here with Griffin Deere as we take one lap around this speedway as he heads up into turn number 1. And he's going to break it down here into turn 2. And back into the throttle, up to second, back down for turns 3 and 4. He's going to stay here in second. Hard brake here into turn 5. Down into turn 6. And now coming here through the S's now. You just absolutely hear him playing with that throttle. This corner right here is very important. You have to hit it just right in order to hold good momentum for this long run down here to turn 10. Hard onto the brakes. And then back here to turn number 11. As you guys saw in front, your race leader, James Jackson, getting off track. But so did James Ardent. Let's go back here, take a look, see what happened to Ardent here. He just went way, way, way wide down here into turn 7. Overshot the corner big time as he is trying to mow the grass. And then a little bit before that, James Jackson also showed that he went off track. Let's come back here, take a look, see what happened here to James as he was starting to come through the S's down towards turn 10. Yeah, just got a little bit too much, out of it that time, and got off it coming out of 10. So again, these drivers have to be very careful of how they do this and what they do. So jumping back here for the battle back here for 4th. That 3 machine get really close to those tire barriers that time. And James Jackson and Ardent now running trying to run side by side, but Ardent just not able to make anything happen of it just yet. I was getting ready to say that he's really not letting him get away, but as of right now, he is slowly pulling away now from Ardent. So Jackson is out to just almost a 1 second lead. So it's going to be very tight for this battle for the 4th spot. And as of right now, everybody's pretty much strung out. Kyle Kendall, he was not able to make the race, he made the race, just having a lot of issues. Devin Benoit, somebody cut his fuel line, so he was not able to get his race car fired at the start, so he's not going to make it. And this battle up here is starting to heat up big time, as we have Mark Dilla in that number 2 Red Bull machine starting to get to the back bumper of Ardent here. So this is going to turn into a 3-car battle for that 4th spot. And Ogletree in that number 27 machine just had an issue. Let's come back, take a look, see what happened to Ogletree coming down here into turn number 11. Heavy braking and just overshot the corner when he got into the gas. He just loops it around. So a lot of cars just looping it around, not having much issues per se, but so far nobody really getting too much damage to their race cars, and they are side by side at the final corner, heading to the start finish line. Ardent Jackson fighting now for that 4th spot. Right now it's going to be Ardent as he's going to climb up into turn number 1 and 2 first, as he starts to pull away from Jackson. And Mark Dilla, he's now on the back bumper of Jackson as they climb up here through turns 1 and 2. So this battle for that 4th spot is definitely now at the boiling point, and these drivers are going to start to apply pressure to one another. As you guys see here, Dilla still trying to get to the back bumper of Jackson, but Jackson just a little bit quicker at the front part of this track. But Dilla is definitely a lot better coming through the S's. So we've got definitely some time to go here. Yeah, so it looks like Griffin Deere, he had a little bit of issues, as James Jackson in that number 29 Ford Mustang, he's pulled out into about a 5.5 second lead. So he's definitely so James Jackson, that number 29, he's doing pretty good there. Let's jump back here to this battle for 4th place. Currently, this is the battle for 5th. That's right behind Ardent. Dilla trying to make a run here, not able to do anything with it. James goes way wide, and that leaves the door open for Dilla to make a move in that Red Bull machine, which he does, and he'll pass him heading up into the hills once again. So definitely a big mistake there by Jackson, and that's going to allow Dilla to get around. And now Dilla has his eyes set on Ardent and that number 3 Ford Mustang now as they come down towards turn 6. And then this run down turn number 7 now here. Cameron Ardent just got way off track. And after having a phenomenal performance right there, that's going to throw him all the way back. Let's come back here and take a look, see what happened as he dove down into turn 7. He gets into the gas up on that curbing. So that's something that those drivers have to do. Be careful of is that curbing, as it will absolutely cause havoc on you. But luckily that he didn't lose too much time here on Mark Dilla or James Jackson. But big mistake by Ardent, and now Dilla, he now has his eyes set on somehow trying to catch that number 3, that third place driver of Dakota Nichols, but right now there's a good 28-second gap between the two, so he's still got a long way to go. I'm not sure if he'll be able to catch him, but Griffin Deer, he is losing ground on James Jackson, but Dakota Nichols, he has gained a lot of time on Griffin. So we have a battle for second place starting to brew here just in a few moments. As Jared Ogletree, he's getting ready to go with 1 lap down. But we're going to continue to sit here and watch this battle back here for that 4th spot, as this is our closest battle currently on track. So these 3 drivers here are pretty much... Sorry about that. But yeah, all 3 of these drivers are pretty much evenly matched. And so they are putting on a pretty decent battle back here. I'm looking here. Griffin Deer, he is now just under 2 seconds. Yeah, 1.2 seconds back behind Nichols. So he's doing a phenomenal job at catching Griffin Deer at the moment. So we have a good battle here starting to brew for the 2nd spot. And I think it's just going to be a matter of time before Nichols will get around Deer. So this is the kind of day that Nichols really needed in the point standings. As after this race, we will only have 2 races remaining in the whole season. But we have 1 more race after this to figure out who our top 3 drivers are going to be in the championship. And with a few of our top 6 drivers out of this race, you know, the 3 drivers that are on track, they're going to be looking pretty good here. Ardent and James Jackson both went off track big time in turn 10 here, as you see Ardent getting around Jackson now for that 5th spot. But let's go ahead and jump back up here. Oh, so close, Dilla or Deer. We got really close to those tire barriers there on the exit of turn 7 now, as these drivers are going to come down through the S's once more. As you see, Nichols, he's brought it down to just under a second between these 2 drivers. Oh. Jared Ogletree once again had issues here in turn 11. Let's come back here real quick, take a look. So he comes out of turn number 10, and he's down into the braking zone, and sure enough, just too much brakes, and he goes up and turn. Okay, well, I mean, that wasn't a crash. I mean, Come on, SDK. Get it going right. Let's go ahead and jump back up here to this, or back here to this, a battle for the second spot between Griffin Deer and Dakota Nichols. Heavy braking down here into turn 10. Ogletree off track once again, and he's going to stay off to the side to allow Deer and Nichols to get around him as they head down here in turn number 11. Nichols, he's now right there on the back bumper of Deer. How long is he going to wait to try to make an attack as we come to 21 laps to go this time by? As they will go ahead and climb up here into the hills once again. He gets onto the inside, and he's going to pass him nice and easy. Deer just kind of pulled over to allow Nichols to get around him in that Toyota. So Nichols now up to that second spot, and it seems like Nichols has finally figured out this track. As we have Mark Dilla in that number 2 machine. He's going to go ahead and bring his Red Bull Chevy SS machine down on into the pits for his pit stop here. These drivers do have to make at least one stop, so pit stop starting just roughly 15 laps into this event now. So it's going to definitely a very interesting move here by Mark Dilla as we catch up back here with your race leader of James Jackson, up to 10 seconds in front of everybody else. So James Jackson in that number 29 machine absolutely destroying this field here at Sonoma. And just in that very short little time right there, he went from 10 seconds to 10.3 seconds. So he's pulling away ever so slowly still. So he's got a good clean room in front of him. Not much have to be worried about there as he climbs up here through turns 3 and 4. And heading down to turn 5. I'm sorry, that was 6. Down to turn 7 here. Up onto the curbing. He's hitting those curbs just right where he can ride them and without upsetting the car. So he's definitely knows how to get around this track. But right now, we're going to get back here to Griffin Deer and Dakota Nichols, as Nichols is trying to pull away now. He's up to 1.5 seconds in front of Griffin Deer, so it's definitely being very close racing back here for that second spot. Yeah, as of right now, this battle for second is pretty much playing itself out. Nichols is in front of him by just about 3-4 car lengths and not able to really make any ground from there. But as of right now, James Jackson is now up to a 12-second lead on second and third here as they continue to fly around this little short road course. Taking a look here, everybody else is pretty much spread out. This is the closest battle on track right now is for the second spot, as there is now a car in between the two of that's the number 2 of Mark Dilla, in between Dakota Nichols and Griffin Deer. Eight 18 laps to go right now for your race leader of James Jackson in that number 29 Ford Mustang. Having a phenomenal run here, as Ogletree still having some issues back there in that number 27 machine, and he'll go ahead and bring his car down onto pit road. All right, Dakota Nichols starting to struggle just a little bit in that number 42 machine, and that has allowed Griffin Deer to quickly get around him as we see Ogletree and Ardent coming down pit road to take care of their pit stop situations as you continue to watch Griffin Deer try to track down Dakota Nichols in that number 42 machine. So Ardent, Ogletree currently down pit road. Mark Dilla in that number 2 machine, he's already come down pit road, so he's good to go for the rest of this race as we now have 17 laps to go here at Sonoma. Oh, big slide out of Nichols, and that's going to allow Griffin Deer to get back around him for the second spot. So I believe Nichols might start feeling that pressure out of Griffin Deer as these two drivers have a lot to lose here at Sonoma, but they also have a lot to gain if they can keep it right here in second and third. So they want to race hard, but they don't want to race too hard. We're at the point where they crash into each other. But just take a look at Nichols getting right back to the back bumper of Griffin Deer coming up to turn number 5 now. I'm sorry, turn 6. As they will head down this short chute to turn 7. And it looks like Nichols, he thought about looking for it, but decided better of it not to do it. So he'll go ahead and just fall back behind that John Deere machine of Griffin Deer. As Dakota Nichols has a little bit of radio communication errors right there. As you saw him blink out and then blink back in. So Nichols has to watch that blinking issues with his race car. And back down here in turn number 11 right now, it's still in the hands of Deere. Oh, Deere, he's coming into the pits now. And that's going to hand over second place over to Dakota Nichols in the number 42 machine. As your race leader is still out to just about a 14-second lead over second place of Dakota Nichols. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, while we are doing these current pit stop cycle here, we're going to go ahead and step away for a brief moment, and we're going to take a short commercial break. See you guys over here on the other side.
With a head of steam moving to the outside his chin, Richie says it can't be done. Tony Shallen says turn on the reggae music. If you're gonna pass me, you're gonna do it high.
There is just one more lap remaining, and look how close Modoff is. He got the slipstream.
There we go. 2 laps to settle it in the Blue Emu Firecracker 400. Whatever you got to give it now. Back to green we go.
On the final lap, side by side, they still run wheel to wheel. Now, through the snake, the S as we go. Quaro edges ahead. Modoff is still there.
White flag, one more to go on the Daytona 250. Keplinger leads that lap. Who's going to lead the last one?
To the line, look at that. Dave Chapman, he's going to sit there on the outside final corner. Has he got it done?
Continuing to go side by side for the lead through 3 and 4, and they manage it safely. Now through 5.
And hunting for a way by it all. Between Phil Sell and Rico
To the outside. White flag is out, side by side. They make contact in the turn number 1. Ooh, gets onto the grass now, down to the inside. Andy T, a little bit of a wiggle and the perfect crossover there from Polly Portson to defend the position. Andy T totally sideways. They're still sideways going into Siberia.
And getting ready to cross, he goes around the outside, but it's not enough.
Eden's up the racetrack. Carbo down the track. A photo finish. James Eden wins it. It's still 4 abreast into the braking zone.
race the line. Does he have enough? Down to it.
And they're wrecking in 3. Here comes Michael Cozy Jr. Michael Cozy Jr.'s got the lead.
He looks to the inside, side by side for the race lead.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Sonoma, as we did have an issue here with Cameron Arden. He got off track, went for a long slide, almost hit the tire barriers, but was able to keep off of it. James Jackson in that number 70 machine, he also had some issues on top of the hill, coming down to turn number 6 here, as he went under braking, just overshot it up. Oh, yeah, he does tag the tires there. And then back down here into turn 7 as well, overshooting turn 7. So, I believe he just came out and got tires. So, he may be having a little bit of issues here. But as we will go ahead and catch back up here with James Jackson in that number 29 machine. He is still yet to come down pit road to pit along with... Okay, yeah, so the 70 of James Jackson, he hasn't made his pit stop yet. But he is back there currently in that 4th spot, so he's going to have to come down pit road here at some point. As you see your race leader, James Jackson, catching the 70 of James Jackson. So James Jackson will pull over for James Jackson, your race leader. And James Jackson will continue to circle around this speedway, but behind James Jackson, as you see James Jackson pulling away from that lap down car of James Jackson. I'm sorry, guys, I had to. That was fun. Alright, here we go. James Jackson, your race leader, coming down to turn 11. He's still going to stay out here once again, as we will come to just about 12 laps to go. Oh, I see that my overlay stopped working, so let's go ahead and see what we can do about getting a refresh on those. No worries. We will get the taken care of. As it just does a little bit of this. A little bit of that. About 1080. Make sure we get it looking correct here for you guys. Still showing, still not found. Well, that can't be right because, well, it's right here. Alright, there's your race leader, James Jackson, coming down pit road now. As I'm still trying to get this this figured out here for you guys on why it's not working. So give me just one brief moment here. Still showing not found, but I see it right here. Might need to... Let's try this, ladies and gentlemen. Let me close out of this. And then let me reopen this here as well. Alright, so your race leader, he's come down pit road and now has left pit road. There we go. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. I apologize about that. Not sure why it did what it did, but it did it. But here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Your race leader, James Jackson, in that number 29 machine, still out front. James Jackson in that number 70 machine, he is down on pit road, I believe. Along with Ardent and Dilla. Yep, so Ardent and Jackson are both now down here on pit road. As Dakota Nichols and Griffin Deer now are separated by just about 6 seconds on track. Dakota Nichols, as I say that, he got way off track and finally back onto track. So he had a really big off there coming out of turn number 7. As he's coming now down here into turn 11. So this definitely a really good point stay here for Dakota Nichols in that number 42 machine. But for James Jackson, it is all about keeping it nice and clean. Out to just about 15.5 second lead over Dakota Nichols. As you see, that is James Jackson in the number 70, who is 1 lap down in that 5th spot, as we do have 10 laps to go. So when your race leader comes back around to the start-finish line, we will have 9 laps to go. So as of right now, Cameron Ardent in that number 3 machine, he is Devin Benoit, he is also showing. Oh, okay, so Benoit, he is showing out of the race as well. Correct. Okay. So Benoit is out. Right, he never started the race though. So your latest victim is going to be that number 48 machine of Ken Wall. Kyle Kendall, he is out. Cameron Ardent, he is currently showing down on pit road, possibly taking some repairs most likely. So unsure of what's going on with him, but we're going to catch back up here with Dakota Nichols in that number 42 machine. Oh, big slide there out of Dakota Nichols. Coming up into turn number 1 and 2. And so that's going to allow Griffin Deer to quickly gain on him as they head now down here into... I'm sorry, that was 3 and 4. So coming down here... 3, 4, 5. Down here to 6 and back down here to 7. But that allowed Griffin Deer to get just about 2 seconds behind him for that second spot. So definitely a very big issue there for Nichols, and that could spell possibly disaster for his championship points if he cannot finish in front of Griffin Deer in that number 6 Ford Mustang. So we're going to see how the rest of this here plays out, as James Jackson in that number 29 is now out to a 22-second lead over Nichols. So I think at this point, the only way Jackson is not going to win this race is if he messes up. But with how good Jackson has been all race long, keeping it on track, having virtually no issues, he's pretty much got this race in the bag. So he's just got to keep it nice and straight. And Dakota Nichols, he now has pushed out his lead from third place Griffin Deer by now just almost 4 seconds. So he's definitely coming up here once again, up the hills, and going to try to pull away from Griffin Deer as he now pulls out to about 4.3 seconds in front now. So he's still definitely pulling away from Griffin Deer. So it's a good recovery here from Nichols, something that Nichols did not want to see. So he's definitely got to be careful with that. I'm showing Cameron Ardent. He has probably maybe retired. Let me double check here. Yep, so James Jackson, he has retired as well. Kyle Kendall, he has retired. So a few drivers here have officially retired. So currently we still got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cars on. Why am I showing that people have retired when that's not the case? I don't know. But Ardent, he is out there turning laps now, so I guess he just came back out on track. As you see Nichols here now approaching on Jared Ogletree once again to put him another lap down. Way out wide there for Nichols as he's now he's probably driving the wheels off of that number 42 machine. He has ran faster lap times than your race leader. So James Jackson's lead of 22 seconds has now gone down to 20 seconds and lowering. So Nichols, he's currently on a rampage coming out of turn number 10, heading down here into turn number 11. So now he decides to turn up the heat, but I don't know if 5 laps is going to be enough time, as he would need to make up just about 5 seconds a lap if he wants any sort of opportunity on the final lap to pass James Jackson. So it's going to definitely be very interesting, but I don't see it happening. So Jackson just needs to continue to do what he does. And the separation between your two race leaders as of last lap, James Jackson, he put down a lap time of a 1:18.66, where Nichols, he put down a lap time of 1:17.17. So he's definitely running over 1.5 seconds faster currently than Jackson James. But that separation gap currently is still sitting at just about 20 seconds. So it looks like Jackson may have turned it up just a little bit, but Nichols, he's just not having any luck trying to reel in that driver, as we now have 4 laps to go here for your race leader. As we catch back up here with your race leader. Up onto the curbing here in turns 1 and 2, then now heading back to 3, 4, 5. And he's making that run down to turn number 6. Heavy down into the braking zone, out onto that red. Don't hit the tire barriers. Back down to 7. You know, James Jackson, he's been able to ride those curbs just a little bit there, as he got a little bit higher up on the curbs that time than he wanted to, and it kind of kicked the back end out from underneath of him, but he was able to keep it steady here, and now he's coming through the S's here. He's got just about 4 more times doing that, so he's definitely on his way to a very strong win here at Sonoma. As long as he doesn't push and cause himself any issues, James Jackson in that number 29 Ford Mustang should be able to bring it home. 3 laps to go this time by for your race leader. 8 seconds, 9 seconds now separates Dakota Nichols and Griffin Deer, as we now only have 3 cars currently on the lead lap. So Griffin Deer, he's just about a half a lap in front of your race leader. So I don't think he's going to be too much of a worry about going to one lap down here in the final 3 laps. So he can be pretty happy there with that finish that he will mark here today. Out of turn 10, back heavy into this braking zone. James Jackson has just about 23 corners remaining. Make that 21. Down to 19 corners left. Really good, strong run here out of Jackson. Nice and steady, heading down here into turn number 6. Through the S's 2 more times. Dakota Nichols has gained just about 3 seconds in the last 2-3 laps, but it's not going to be enough to catch James Jackson in that number 21 Ford Mustang, as he will come out of turn number 10, head down turn number 11, and this is it, ladies and gentlemen. Coming out of turn number 11, James Jackson, he will see the white flag. So that means one more lap around Sonoma Raceway for James Jackson in that number 29 Ford Mustang, as he will climb up into the hills one more time. And he's done a phenomenal job. I believe he has led every single lap here today. A little bit wide there on the exit of turn 2, but here he comes now here into turns 3, 4, 5, as he's continuing to look to put some distance between himself and Nichols. Heavy braking down here into turn 5, up against those tires, braking hard brake here into turn 7, and now they are going to go through just pretty much turn 7, 8, 9, and then head over to turn number 7. I'm sorry, turn 10. Here he comes, ladies and gentlemen, coming through turn 9, coming to turn 10, as he slides the car just a little bit here down to the final corner, one of the toughest corners on this circuit. He's got it easy getting onto the throttle here, into the throttle, out of turn 11 to turn 12. Ladies and gentlemen, your Golden State Showdown race winner is going to be James Jackson in that number 29 Ford Mustang, followed by Dakota Nichols in that number 42 machine, coming out of turn number 11 for the final time. Into turn 12, he will come home second. What a strong points day for Dakota Nichols in that number 42 Toyota. Griffin Deer now heading down here into turn number 11. He will circle it around into the gas, and Griffin Deer in that Ford Mustang is going to bring it home third. James Jackson in that number 70 machine, he's going to bring it home 5th. Ogletree will bring it home 6th. Mark Dila has pulled it off to the side. And ladies and gentlemen, that is it for tonight's race. Let's go ahead and take a look here at our final race results. First, leading all laps, I believe it was James Jackson in that number 29 Ford Mustang. Dakota Nichols in the number 42 machine will bring it home second. Griffin Deer in the number 6 will bring it home third. Mark Dilla in the number 2 will bring it home fourth. James Jackson in the number 70, he will bring it home 5th. Jared Ogletree will bring home 20. Or let me try that again. Jared Ogletree in the 27 will bring it home 6th. Cameron Ardent in the number 3 will bring it home 7th. Kyle Kendall in the 14 will bring it home 8th. And then by some miracle, without turning any laps, I come home 9th. And Kyle Kendall will come home 10th. But I will be disqualified, so that's going to automatically move Devin Benoit up in front of me for 9th spot. So, really good race all around, ladies and gentlemen. Let's come back here. Let's take a look. See if anybody's going to join us here in the voice channels to see if anybody's going to come down here for a interview. As we continue to see James Jackson do burnouts here. You know what? Give me just one moment here. Let me see if I can... let's see. Let's wait and find out. See if he's gonna join us here. If not, we'll talk to him in the sim. James Jackson, this is Mike Taylor up in the booth. Did you got a copy? This is Mike Taylor up in the booth. Can anybody give me a radio check?
Gotcha. He's trying to find you right now.
Okay, so that's coming through, but I don't hear them on my end. I don't think. One second. Let me take one more look here. That's it. That's the right one. Voice chat. Oh, output. Here we go. Let's try that again. Mike Taylor to James Jackson. Do you got a copy, buddy? Mike Taylor to James. Do you got a copy?
I don't know if he does, but I know he's in the FNX chat looking for you right now.
Alright, so far, let me go see if I can track him down. There he is. Hey, James. It's Mike up in the booth. Got a copy? Awesome, buddy. I was down in the other broadcast booth under FNX. But I'm glad that I was able to catch you, buddy. Congratulations on your win here at Sonoma. You absolutely annihilated the field, pulling out to, I believe it was just about a 22-23 second separation between yourself and Dakota. Man, tell us about that race car today and how was the track for you? Yeah, you did lead every lap out here today. Glad that you were able to come out here and join us today. It was an absolute blast watching you just rip around this little short road course track. You know, we also had another James Jackson in the number 70. Is that any relation? Ah, so that was Dad. Okay. Yeah, I'm like, two James Jack. Wait a second. Because at first it didn't click. And then I was like, you know, so James Jackson is coming up on James Jackson? Okay, so James Jackson got around James Jackson, and just James Jackson, he's going to follow behind James Jackson heading to turn 10. But James Jackson's starting to pull away from James Jackson now. No. Having a little bit of fun with it.
On something, you know, typically it's him.
Wow. Yeah, definitely. Absolute wicked fast there. Before I do let you go today, James, is there anybody that you'd like to give a shout out to? Jeez. Yeah, I was actually talking to Robert just right before we went live tonight, and you know, I thanked him for allowing me to come out here and do this with you guys. We now have only 2 races left, and he said that he is hoping to extend me into next season, so he's looking to get a couple sponsors out there, you know, to help pay for the broadcast and everything. So, I mean, if you guys know anybody who's looking to help with the fees for the broadcast, you know, he's wanting to continue this, and I absolutely enjoy, you know, broadcasting here for FNX, simply because honestly I only have like 3 series that I do this with, and you guys are right there at the top with the cleanest drivers, so I absolutely love broadcasting for you guys. Yeah, definitely. Well, James, congratulations once again on your first place here at Sonoma. If we catch you next week, we'll catch you next week. Not a problem. Ladies and gentlemen, driver that number 29 machine of James Jackson. What a phenomenal day of racing here at Sonoma. And what a way, you know, to bring it down to just the final couple races here for the FNX Racing Series. You know, as we next week we are heading to, I have it written down right here, next week we are heading to Atlanta Motor Speedway, aka Echo Park, for 100 laps around that speedway. We are all in for an absolute treat next week. And this group of guys are definitely going to keep their noses clean, hard racing all around. So very excited to do that. And then over on December 18th, ladies and gentlemen, they are going to have their season finale. So in just 2 short weeks, we're going to crown a season champion. So, ladies and gentlemen, buckle up. We will see you guys next week right here on the iCast Racing Network. And until then, ladies and gentlemen, we will see you guys next time. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, you know how it goes. No matter what you do in life, ladies and gentlemen, have fun doing it. Until next time, happy time zones.
This has been a production of the iCast Racing Network powered by iRacing. Thank you for your continued support. Don't forget to like and subscribe for notifications for all of our live events right here on YouTube and Twitch. We would like to thank SDK Gaming for their production overlays that makes this event enjoyable. Until next time, happy time zones.